Breaking news. Israel continues to seal off the Gaza City area. Israeli troops have tightened their encirclement of Gaza City, the focus of Israel's campaign to crush the enclave's ruling Hamas group, as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Israel on Friday to press for more humanitarian aid to be allowed into besieged Gaza. The Associated Press reports that tensions have been rising on the northern border with Lebanon in the hours leading up to a speech by Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. After a month of silence following last month's Hamas attack on Israel, he finally speaks out. Hezbollah, an Iran-backed ally of Hamas, attacked Israeli military positions in northern Israel with drones, mortar fire, and suicide drones, stoking fears the Israel-Hamas war could become a regional one. According to the Israeli military, they fired back with fighter jets and attack helicopters. Since hostilities began on October 7, Hezbollah has taken measured actions to keep Israel's military busy on the border with Lebanon, but nothing that could spark an all-out conflict. Blinken is making his third trip to Israel since the Hamas attack. This visit comes after President Biden proposed a humanitarian pause in the fighting, and he will be in Tel Aviv and Amman, Jordan. The goal is to allow humanitarian aid for the Palestinians in, while allowing more foreigners and injured to leave. Over the past 2 days, roughly 800 people have fled Gaza. Amy Schumer's comments on the Israel-Hamas conflict have drawn criticism. If you want to see all of the posts the Jewish comedian has made on Instagram about the Hamas attack on Israel, you can begin here. Among other things, she's been wondering why people, especially progressives, in her words, are calling for a ceasefire rather than condemning Hamas, and she's argued that this puts Jews in danger all over the world. She has also lamented the loss of life and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where she has condemned anti-Muslim violence. People reports that on Wednesday, after much backlash, she elaborated on her position. Biden's proposal was met with silence from Israel. Netanyahu had previously said that a ceasefire was not an option, but he changed his tune on Thursday, saying, "We are advancing. We will not be deterred." He made a rash promise to end Hamas's control over the Gaza Strip. According to the Times of Israel, Netanyahu lauded the military's very impressive successes. Israel claims that Gaza City, a densely populated cluster of neighborhoods with a vast network of underground tunnels, bunkers, and command centers, is the nerve center of Hamas military infrastructure, and that Israeli forces have now completely encircled the area. Israeli military chief of staff Herzi Halevi has said that his troops are fighting in a built-up, dense, complex area. Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, a military spokesman, said that Israeli forces were engaging in face-to-face battles with militants, using airstrikes and shelling as necessary. He claimed they were using engineering equipment to destroy Hamas infrastructure and inflict heavy casualties on the group's fighters. Israeli forces are shown using small arms fire and driving bulldozers, tanks, and other armored vehicles into urban areas in a video released by Israel on Friday. Explore additional accounts of combat between Israel and Hamas.